Well, good, y'all. It's your boy Chris. Welcome back to the brand new video. To me, I see what we got going on right here, man. But this is a crazy one. I ain't gonna lie. Like 2011, Derrick Rose was on a different level, bro. Like I really wish this man never got hurt, bro. If he never got hurt, bro, man, his career would have been even greater, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He would have been crazy, dog. You already see the title of this video, man. It's the truth. So we about to get right into this, and I am so excited for this one. A lot of memories about to be unlocked right here, and probably for y'all too. Y'all let me know too y'all favorite moments in this video, or just y'all favorite moments in general, man, of Derrick Rose back in the day, man. But this is a great video already. I'm already calling it. But let's get right into this. Thank y'all, love y'all, and I also talking about doing a lot of Chicago Bulls today. I just did a Michael Jordan video too. Go check that out too.
It's Game 4 of the 2011 Eastern Conference Finals. The Miami Heat and their newly formed Big Three are facing off against the NBA's #1 seed Chicago Bulls, led by their young 22-year-old superstar. Well, actually, this isn't just any young superstar. This is Derrick Rose, in the midst of one of the most unforgettable seasons of this generation, highlighted by becoming the youngest MVP in the history of the league. And now, he's just 3 wins away from clinching an appearance in the NBA Finals. And entering this Game 4 on the road, down 2-1, he went Super Saiyan. Rose elevated for a monster slam in the first quarter, then cocked back a two-handed rim rocker late in the second to send a jolt through his team. Miami, however, wasn't fazed by the kid's freakish athleticism. But maybe they should, because this is 2011 Derrick Rose.
What kind of expectations do you set for yourself individually going into year 3?
It's high. The way I look at it within myself, why not? Why can't I be the MVP of the league? Why can't I be the best player in the league? I don't see why.
Why not? Those were the words spoken by Derrick Rose a month before the 2011 season was set to begin, questioning why he can't be the MVP and the best player in the league. The dude clearly had confidence, but I mean, come on. The MVP? Is he crazy? Those were the reactions around that quote, and rightfully so. Rose was entering just his 3rd season in the NBA at 22 years old, an age at which no player has ever won the MVP. Plus, the Bulls' record sat at 500 the past 2 years. To believe that he and his team could take such a leap was delusional, but I will give him the benefit of the doubt. The kid has shown flashes of greatness with his inconceivable athleticism and ability to finish around the rim. In fact, he was awarded the Rookie of the Year and became an All-Star in just his 2nd season. The signs of a future star were there, but I mean, an MVP at 22? There's no way.
Let's get into it.
The belief that Rose would win the MVP was a little comical. I mean, we weren't even sure if this guy was a top 5 point guard in the NBA. But in just his 2nd game of the season, he shut us up. D-Rose lit the United Center on fire with a career-high 39 points to go with 6 rebounds and 7 assists. He was clearly confident in himself, and it didn't waver at all through the first month of the season. He poured in 24 and 14 on the Knicks, popped off for 22 and 13 against a future MVP. He caught fire for back-to-back 33-point games, scorched the defending champs for 30, blitzed Phoenix for 35, 12, and 7, and then embarrassed the Kings for 37, 7, and 2. Oh, and that 2 stands for 2 broken ankles. The dude snapped Tyreke Evans' ankles so hard that he kept spinning like a Beyblade after he went down. It was disgusting.
Oh shit.
Rose was flourishing into the superstar Chicago had been craving for years now. Ever since Jordan retired in '98, there weren't many bright spots as a Bulls fan. But now over a decade later, there was another freak athlete in a Chicago uniform. And it was absolute cinema. D-Rose had elevated his game to such a degree that he was actually being considered as the MVP early in the season. Maybe the kid wasn't so crazy after all. However, people were still skeptical that he'd be able to keep up this play throughout the season. But in his mind, there was no doubt that he was among the NBA's elite. He was like a rocket headed to the top, landing just in time for a masterclass against Houston.
Oh, man.
Rose down the lane. At the top, to his left, lost his dribble, got it back. Joe King, Rose from big time plays, big time plays. 109 at the buzzer.
Rose solidified his name in the MVP conversation against the Rockets, digging deep into his bag and pulling out 30 points, 7 boards, 11 dimes, 5 steals, and of course, a tough 3 going right at the buzzer to send the game to overtime, where the Bulls got the win. This dude was unreal. The win electrified Chicago as they went 12-2 over their next 14 games, as they launched themselves from 6th to 3rd in the East, headed into the new year, where D. Rose hit the gas. He killed Philly for 27-9, poured in 36 on the Celtics, dropped 29-5-7 on Detroit, then cranked up the heat on Miami for 34 points and 8 assists, including a monster 11-point fourth quarter in a 3-point win. Rose was absolutely scorching the league, with a play style no one had ever seen before. The dude's ability to finish around the rim was a joke. His control in the air and ability to contort his body was inhumane. On top of the fact that his passing was elite, his herky-jerky way of finding lanes to the rim was unheard of. His crossover could seriously be classified as a murder weapon, and we haven't even mentioned his greatest skill. D. Rose was a blur in transition. The dude can click it into another gear unlike anyone I can think of. One short speed burst and he was gone. It was like a Ferrari amongst minivans. And what really set him apart is that he can also do this.
Hey. Man, what?
That's dang on the left side.
I was doing that on my motherfucking mini rim and shit.
A 6'3" point guard that can do that was unheard of. Rose's nuclear athleticism made him absolutely electrifying night in and night out, as he was now officially stamped as one of the game's premier players. In February, it was announced that he'd be an all-star starter for the first time in his career, an unreal accomplishment for a dude who's in just his 3rd season in the NBA. So, upon hearing the news, D. Rose celebrated in a way that only he can.
Wending his way in and banks it in over Duncan. Rose. Jefferson closes in on him and it's a big 2.
Rose completely picked apart the #1 seeded Spurs with a career-high 42 points, including 13 in a clutch fourth quarter to seal their 38th win of the season. D. Rose was cooking headed into the All-Star break, where he returned laser-focused on that MVP. In his first game back, Rose lit up the
What the fuck? What's happening to me?
Raptors for 32 and 10 dimes.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, Adidas. I mess with y'all. I really mess with y'all now with the commercial.
In his first game back,
Rose
lit up the Raptors for 32 and 10 dimes. Unfortunately, it was in a loss. A loss that got the Bulls fired up. Over their next 12 games, Chicago was blazing with an 11-1 record, including 8 straight wins headed into a matchup against Indiana, where D. Rose went berserk for 42 points. Yet this unreal performance wasn't another loss, pouring fuel onto their fire. The Bulls had an encore, going 11-1 over their next 12, which included 6 30-point games from the young superstar. Chicago had now unexpectedly reached the 60-win mark on the season, and many had Derrick Rose as their MVP headed down the final stretch. But nothing was guaranteed just yet. LeBron James and Dwight Howard were also having seasons worthy of the award. Rose had to remove any doubt around his MVP case. And in the 81st game of the season at Madison Square Garden on national television, he did just that.
Put a show on in the garden.
Beat up on the Knicks for 26 points, but he did most of his damage on the Madison Square Garden rims. He took an elevator to throw down the lob in the first quarter, stuffed in a two-hander in the paint like he was Shaq, and for his final act, he soared for an acrobatic reverse slam with his head at the rim. The MVP race was over. Derrick Rose was named the league's most valuable player at 22 years old, becoming the youngest to ever receive the award. At a time where the NBA was stacked with guys like LeBron, Kobe, Dirk, and Wade, it was a 22-year-old Derrick Rose who literally rose above them all. The man lived up to his word.
Yeah, he did.
And the playoffs are going to show us what this kid is truly made of.
Hey, this is a great video.
MVP D Rose became a reality and headed into the postseason with a target on his back. He was about to evolve into playoff D Rose. In other words, he was out for blood.
Collison slips inside. Rose. What a recovery. Spins inside.
That spin is too quick.
Spinning. Floater.
In Game 1 against the 8th-seeded Indiana Pacers, Rose cooked up a 39-point, 6-rebound, 6-assist, and 3-block masterpiece. And then damn near one-upped himself in Game 2 with 36, 8, 7, and 2 steals. Playoff D Rose was here, which meant this series was over. The Bulls won Game 3 to go up 3-0, lost Game 4, then closed out the series at home to advance to Round 2. And the Avalanche continued against the Hawks with 24, 5, and 10 in Game 1. But it came in a loss. So Rose said, hey, I'll do it again, as he poured in 25, 6, 10, and 2 blocks to tie the series at 1, headed to Atlanta. With Chicago losing home court advantage, this was a crucial Game 3 that can change the entire trajectory of this series. So with high stakes, the MVP came to play, turning the road crowd into his own fans. I'm not even kidding.
Did you see the move by the MVP? Shot selection in Game 2. Rose all the way home. Rose a floater.
You heard these stories though. Look, sauce and cheese ass up, boy. Shit. Come here. Whole squad getting it.
Bad looks, Mike. They're not getting good looks. Derrick Rose, most points he's had in his NBA career. 44 for Rose.
The Atlanta crowd oohed and awed at every move Rose made on his way to a playoff career-high 44 points. This guy's ability to find lanes and seemingly speed boost into them to score was... I don't even know, I'm speechless. His career performance gave the Bulls a 2-1 lead, but a Game 4 loss tied the series at 2, headed back to Chicago. And it was D Rose time once again. He showed the Hawks how to fly with a huge 33-point, 10-assist night to go up 3-2, where they closed the series in a blowout win on the road to clinch their ticket to the Eastern Conference Finals, where they'll be facing an absolute behemoth.
A real test right here. Yeah, I will say, around this time, I ain't gonna lie, I love D Rose, but I was a Miami fan.
This was a dream matchup headed into the playoffs. The Miami Heat's Big Three, led by LeBron, Wade, and Bosh, against the #1 seed Chicago Bulls in the MVP. It was two titans about to go to war against each other with a trip to the NBA Finals on the line. And in Game 1, D Rose and the Bulls made a statement. The MVP scorched the Heat for 28 points and 6 dimes, blowing the doors off Miami by 21 to take the lead in the series. 3 more wins, and they're finals bound. Game 2, however, wasn't so great. Chicago suffered a double-digit loss at home, and then Miami caught fire in Game 3 to take a commanding 2-1 series lead. Now on the verge of a dreadful 3-1 deficit, the MVP had to show up in Game 4. And he did. Early. D-Rose set the tone as he soared through the air for a one-handed jam halfway through the first quarter. Then he did it again late in the second, flying down the lane, drawing the foul, and punching a two-handed tomahawk to tie the game at 40. And this is right about where we left off, right?
From the field, 17 for 39. What a move by Rose!
That's crazy, bro.
Yes, and it counts over Joel Anthony.
Oh my God. 6'3" Derrick Rose completely blows up 6'9" Joel Anthony with a two-handed poster.
There's one single video that's responsible for leading over 2,000 Christian men to permanently quit.
He blows up 6'9" Joel Anthony with a two-handed poster on his head, silencing the Miami crowd.
Man.
It's seriously one of the greatest dunks you'll ever see. But unfortunately, that'd be the final bright spot for the Bulls. Chicago went on to lose behind a rough 8 of 27 shooting performance from Rose to go down 3-1. And back on home soil in Game 5, we saw the same struggles from the MVP, putting up 25 points and 8 assists on just 8 of 29 from the field. It was bad. But by the grace of God, it's a one-possession game with 15 seconds left. A 3 can save their season. Rose scrambles to get the ball, makes his way to the left wing, throws up a 3, but it's blocked by LeBron, and that's it. Man. An unforgettable season ends in heartbreak.
Hey, gang, so I ain't gonna lie, the camera did end up dying. About to get back into it. We was actually about to finish too, so let's get back into it.
And won the MVP at just 22 years old. 2011 was just a stepping stone. The kid has his entire future in front of him.
Oh, man.
Rose came down bad on his left foot. See him holding onto his knee and down. He was flying and he came down wrong on the left foot. Now whether it was an ankle or a knee, I do not know.
In another life,
Promise you.
been different.
Promise you, dog.
Finds Rose. Rose trying to get open, fires away. It's over.
Bang! Hey, I don't lie, I was hurt. I was hurt when that happened.
4% from the field, 17.
But I was happy for him though. I'm real happy.
Why can't I be the MVP of the league? Why can't I be the best player in the league? I don't see why. Why?
Man, this was a great video, dog. I ain't gonna lie. Keep them coming, bro. Do Kobe next for me. Please do Kobe for me next. I don't care what year. Every year was great, amazing. Oh, not every year, but you know what I mean, man. But hey, I thank y'all. Love y'all. Hope y'all did enjoy this, man. This was a W video, man. I got more on the way. Check out other videos I have dropped. Thank y'all. Love y'all. Stay safe, man. Boys out.